of the South African Canadian Chamber of Commerce. Really great to be with you, along with the members of the Swiss Chamber of Commerce, and to all of you who took the time, braved the traffic, probably skipped breakfast to be here. I often quip that South Africa is one of these strange countries where the tax man is actually a celebrity. You won't find this in any other country. Why would you stop the tax man and want a selfie with him? You know, it's like giving yourself up for a lifestyle audit. But it speaks to our history and the fact that South Africans, who generally are resilient and hopeful, look for reasons to affirm their belief in a better future. And I think each of us must take on that mantle to be an example and to be a bearer of hope in a country that is challenged, in a country that has over 300 years of more modern history. And every one of us can either be part of the problem or aspire to be part of the solution. The level of tax and customs administration, the world where I live in, we have learned to collaborate. You heard that as customs organizations, 185 member countries, we work well together to harmonize standards, to improve the facilitation of trade, to manage the risk that trade brings with it, to build capacity and capability across the world. And we work together, and we have achieved a significant amount in that regard. As tax authorities, South Africa is a member of the Forum for Tax Administrators, and I attend the Bureau meeting, which interestingly is chaired at the moment by Bob Hamilton, the Canadian Revenue Authorities Commissioner. We are a member of the OECD, and I have a lead role in these institutions where we don't just go as consumers, but we go as thought leaders and shapers of the global tax world in the future. In particular, our impact in the inclusive framework. The budget maintains a 60-40 bias towards social spending. That's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing because we have to do it, and I'll come back to that later. But it's a good thing because without that, we would have millions of people destitute. We will have social unrest. We will have a troubled nation, significantly more than we are now. So let's swallow that pill, that until we can create decent work and improve the living conditions that the Constitution of our country promises, we are going to have to carry the poor. Let's make peace with that. However, in the same vein, the Minister has given a clear signal to SOEs that the days of open-ended bailouts are gone, and that any further financial support will come with significant conditions. The general consensus is that the Minister did his best under very challenging circumstances. But that's not necessarily the right question to ask, whether he delivered a good budget. The better question to ask is, why are the circumstances tough? And whether, in fact, the way we have allocated spending will fundamentally change those circumstances. Because if it does not, then every year we will preface the Minister's budget speech that it was delivered under tough circumstances. And that cannot be an excuse for letting ourselves off the hook, that was a necessary budget because of the conditions under which it was delivered. If we don't ask the tough questions, we are doomed to remain with those circumstances. And those tough questions can be uncomfortable, but we ask them.